How is everyone doing today? It is August 8th of 2024, and it might not look at it, it's just after 4 p.m. though. We're getting ready to have a big thunderstorm. So before that happens, this pepper that I have to show you guys is crowded up in the corner normally. I don't know what to call this pepper. It's going to be a lot like my last video where I'm talking about crosses, because this is actually a cross between two different kinds that showed up in our yard. We've been calling it the spiced carrot cross. We've been calling it the pandemic cross because it showed up in 2020 from a cross that had happened in our 2019 garden. We've been calling it just the 2020 cross. I've been trying to steer away from the carrot cross a little bit because there is a Bulgarian carrot pepper and whatnot, but mostly because this one turns out looking a lot like a carrot. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to call it the spiced carrot. It's a cross that happened between a Corbaci as the mother plant receiving the pollen and a Lemon Spice Jalapeno as the father plant where the pollen came from. So two excellent peppers. The Lemon Spiced Jalapeno is a milder heat jalapeno that's one of our absolute favorites, as well as the Corbaci is a long sweet pepper. Let me show you real quick. This is a Lemon Spice Jalapeno right here. And that would have been what had put the pollen off. And then this is a Corbaci. This is what would have received the pollen. What came from that, from the F1 generation, the first generation of seeds, was a long pepper, kind of thicker, that looked like a carrot. We saved seeds off of a couple of those pods, and we had been growing. And so basically this is an F2 generation. We've grown this for the past 3 or 4 years now, ever since we saw the cross in 2020. We grew it and saved the seeds off of that. So 21, 22, 23, this would be our 4th season growing it. Here's what we're looking for though. The F2 generation can have the most variation, and with this one right here, being that it's an excellent tasting pepper, it's almost like a really mild jalapeno-ish flavor, like a spicy carrot kind of. It has a really buttery smooth kind of flavor too, like the spiced jalapeno. But Angel's gonna go ahead. There's a whole bunch of ripe ones down low here, and when she's done trimming those, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this plant back quite a bit so we can fit it back up in that corner. This one right here, I'm not going to save seeds from because we're looking for a certain type of look to the pepper in the F2. But I really like growing this one. They're so usable. They're not a lot of heat usually. This one we'll be testing a couple of them out inside just to see if there's any kind of heat on these. But it would take something pretty major for me not just to give this another shot. The reason I like this grow so much is just because it's just out here. We're not like worried about saving seeds, anything like that. It's kind of like the long shot in the yard, and when it doesn't have the look that we're expecting, we just kind of start clearing peppers off of it and continue to do so all season. But this is the 2020 pandemic cross, or the spiced carrot cross pepper. Look at that plant. When I come out here, I'll trim it down for you guys and show you guys a little bit more. But it is an excellent flavored pepper. I'm not quite sure, like with the F2 generation, like I was saying, you can get so much variation. I've seen in some situations too, like two sweet peppers cross and they somehow get a little bit of heat in them because the genetics of the capsaicin always seems to be in them at all times. But
take a green one.
What's that? Yeah, go ahead and take a green one too. We'll take a green one off of here, maybe try the ripe and green side by side. But this is the carrot cross. It is August 8th of 2024. It is just a variation, a cross between a Corbaci and a Lemon Spice Jalapeno pepper that we grow in our yard each season, kind of on a quest for looking for the perfect carrot-shaped pepper to carry into the next generation of trying to establish a growth. So we hit 3 or 4 different crosses hit our season in 2020. It was like, with the pandemic craziness, it was like the yard craziness as well. We usually get 1 or 2 crosses in the yard every once in a while in a season, but rarely do we like all of a sudden have like 4 of them. The main ones that were there were the Fortune Sticks, which is a Corbaci and a Resin Macedonian cross. There was the Odious Blue, which is the last video I just did, and it is a Phileas Blue and an Oda cross. And then there's this one here. So those were the 3 major ones. There was a banana pepper and an Oda, but we never got seeds for that one. And we were calling that one the Bonota. But this is the spiced carrot, or the pandemic cross of 2020. UT Angel and Kiddo. Take it inside and show you a little bit more. Love you guys. Catch you in a second. All right, so in the past 4 seasons growing this, last season was the one that we came closest to looking like the actual cross in 2020 that arrived here, and this is the one that we saved off of that. So we may try from this one here, or we may just keep going with the other seeds. Like I was saying, it's a really fun grow because we have no stress on it. We're not necessarily trying to save seeds. For the past 4 seasons, every time that it's made it into the yard, it has always been really, really good production. It's always had that really, really good flavor if it doesn't have the perfect shape, and we just don't worry about saving seeds, just pull them off as we want them, share them with friends and family, and just sometimes a de-stress grow or a not so much of a stress grow. So really, really excited about it. This is the closest we came, was last season, to this one. So you can see it's got a little bit of a curve on it. The ones from the original season were about that long and looked like big, thick, straight carrots, and I really, really like that look, and I'll just keep growing it over and over and over again in the yard. It's in our oldest, shoddiest bucket that we have out there, one that literally was growing in a field that's now covered with businesses now, our second or third year gardening here, and it was that ugly Home Depot color. And so it was just sitting out in the field like a trash bucket. Nobody was messing with it or anything. It sat out there for a couple of weeks, and eventually I went and snagged that bucket, and now I've been growing this random carrot cross pepper in it each season. This one here looks so good. It looks like it's just got the right amount of sweetness. This one's a little bit soft. All of these are smaller than the ones I remember. This one even looks kind of small, but it's only because it's dried. I believe we have a bunch of this even. These ones are actually packed with seeds. I could save a horde of seeds if I wanted to off of these. I'll give it another shot next season. But go ahead. We got some yogurt. We don't have much milk or any orange juice, but I got no heat off of that.
Well, that's good.
Like, well, maybe a tiny bit that's slowly getting in. We always go on thunder and lightning heat. Lightning's the impact of it, and the thunders of the linger. This one almost like, it would be like if it had 100, 200 Scoville that kind of arrives late. So it tells me it's probably the jalapeno in it that gives it a little bit thicker of the oil that makes the spice linger, but it's so low. That bite was for me anyways.
I don't like to chew seeds, so that's why I'm taking them out.
And the flavor I'm going for is kind of like a spiced carrot. I would love to have a carrot style pepper with this much sweetness and flavor. That's an excellent, excellent flavor. I think you'd be really happy about that. It's super good, huh? I'd give that to Kiddo in a second. You can sense the heat, but it's not really there.
It's not super spicy, no.
And that's why I kind of call it the spiced carrot, because to me, the lemon spice jalapeno tastes like buttered carrots, like hot buttered carrots for some reason. Whereas in the Corbaci is almost a vegetably sweet pea kind of flavored pepper. When they're red, they're a lot more sweet, but
It's good. It's got some good flavor. It does have like a buttery aftertaste to it. It's weird how that happens, but it's not super spicy. It is sweet. Doesn't have a huge pungent flavor to it.
I'm gonna go ahead and open up a green one too. And a lot of times the flavor will escalate if you're looking for the best flavor. A lot of people prefer the ripe. I don't mind green so much in a lot of different peppers, just because of the fact that it is kind of a vegetable flavor, but I kind of like that.
They have lots of seeds.
Yeah, there was definitely more spice in that one.
Yeah?
Ooh.
So you're saying the greener the hotter?
I might have just got a lot of seeds and placenta stuff.
No, you're right. There is definitely more spice in that one.
Being the F2 generation, there can be so much variation in it that it's hard to tell. So, man, that one gave me the hiccups. That one caught me off guard. That was a good 7,000 Scoville units.
The piece I ate was the end piece, so I didn't get a lot of heat with it. But jalapenos, since this has a jalapeno in it, those tend to have that burning heat, and UT tends to get the hiccups from them.
It's lingering heat. I admit I'm a big one on heat. That one more caught me off guard though, because the first one had no heat. That one had good 5,000 to 7,000. The lemon spice jalapeno is actually a milder considered jalapeno. It usually ranges 3,000 to 5,000 Scoville.
This little one has tons of heat on it, so I wonder, just with the variation. Oh man, oh, that one was really hot. Holy.
All right, Angel needs to take care of herself for a second, and I'm burning up a little bit, but not too bad. I'll go ahead and try to finish off this clip. We really like this grow. Sometimes when we grow things, we're trying to save seeds. We're big time seed collectors. We're trying to see something unique and cool in the yard. This right here, whenever you get like a cross and something along those lines, it's really cool just to sit down with it. Our favorite use for these, that I'd say that we've used them the most often for, is pickling. They make really good pickles. They're usually not hot. These ones tend to be a little bit hot. I'm thinking that this sweet one right here, maybe we just had all the seeds and a lot of the heat out of it. Probably up here next to the core it might be a lot hotter, but the only reason we're doing this grow is just because it hits the yard. Maybe we'll see this one again someday, maybe we won't, and we'll just keep growing it. But sometimes it's good when you're chasing unique out in the yard to go with a hybrid or something that is completely random that nobody's ever really seen or heard of much before. We are calling this the spice carrot. That's probably what I'll name the video. It does have a really excellent flavor. It's a combination of almost like a little bit of jalapeno-ish, but really a lot of like a sweet red Corbaci. The green Corbacis taste more like sugar snap peas, whereas when they get red, they lean a little bit more towards not necessarily fruit flavor, almost like a smooth, like tomato traditional vegetable pepper flavor. And I really like that. This one right here, it almost has a buttery smooth flavor to it. These ones did turn out hot for us. We won't be saving seeds for them, but just really happy to grow it. Like I was saying, our favorite use to these is pickling. These ones are small, so they would be a lot easier to pickle a couple. If they are hot, you could only add maybe a couple to a vegetable mix when you're doing that. They make pretty decent for drying. They dry pretty easily and make a pretty decent crushed red pepper powder, and also a snack when they're not turning out as hot as this one. So this season's just a narrow miss for us, but a fun grow for sure. I'll take you outside for one last look at the plant and catch you guys in a second. This is the 2020 cross, or the spiced carrot pepper, a cross between a lemon spice jalapeno and a Corbaci. And that happened in our yard. It arrived in the 2020 season, and we have been just growing the F2 seeds to try to look for a certain type of pepper from it. And each year it's a productive grow, and super happy we do it. So catch you guys in just a second. All right, so this is the spiced carrot pepper. Really happy we grew it. It's like one of those scrub peppers that hit the yard that's actually just, it's never really feels like a failure just because we're not trying to put so much into it. Sometimes we overexert ourselves, or we put a lot of excitement or expectations and hope into something, and then like have it not turn out the way we expected, and it is kind of a letdown. This one, there's nothing really to expect from it. We just know that it's going to produce pretty good. Here's something I'm noticing right here as well. I actually have two plants in here. I forgot, but I usually always do this one in doubles because the longer pepper seems to do well with with a companion in the pot like that. They tend to share nutrients, even though if you have to fertilize it a bit more. But since there's two plants here, what we were probably tasting inside the kitchen just now was two different peppers altogether. They're both from the F2 generation, which can have the hugest amount of variation. So one of these probably produced the smaller, darker red ones that were hot, and the other one's producing a little bit larger orangish ones that are not quite as hot. So I'm also looking for the orange color for the carrot. The original ones that we had seen stayed orange all the way. They just ripened to really dark orange. They never really did red now. This one is kind of reddening a little bit on the big ones, but a little bit more of what a carrot should look like. Whereas in the red ones were just, those were like little red hop hoppers. So those made, like I was saying, that you never know with crosses, especially the F2 generation, but it looked like we were trying two different peppers. And then also the plant here. I can just go like this. Anywhere that there's not peppers forming. And now I can just go ahead and stick it right up in there. So scrubby bucket, scrubby plant, just a fun grow for us. Really cool to see it in the yard. It's got probably 10-15 more peppers growing on it right now. Some of them are turning out that yellow color first, which tells me it'd be more carrot, but just really just a fun grow. So don't want to take up too much of your time. We're trying to keep our videos between 10 and 15 minutes on the pepper and tomato testing videos, but we keep on hitting over. I think my last video was like 20 minutes, so it's more for me. It's more of just like a target to hit. I can tend to kind of babble, and then when I watch my video afterwards, if I don't like the video, I tend to want to delete the video and not post it. But that's just my own insecurity kind of thing, and my own little target that I'm trying to hit is about 10 to 15 minutes. So sorry if our videos get a little bit too long. It's UT Angel and Kiddo. It's the carrot cross, and a absolutely fantastic grow for us. Super happy it's in the yard. It's crowded in a corner right here, but it does get excellent sunlight. We'll fertilize it up a little bit and let it finish out the rest of the season. We've got about 50 days left. So UT Angel and Kiddo, August 8th, 2024, and the spiced carrot pepper. Love you guys, and catch you next time.
Thanks for watching.